Good evening. Myself Rudramani Bhutia, and actually I'm working in a educational domain. Uh, my institute is now currently I'm working in Pavitra Mohan Institute of Technology, Talcher, which is situated in Odisha. So my branch is computer science and engineering, and I have overall work experience that is 13 years and above. So today we'll start the data structure using C program. Okay. So basically C program is the means that is the fundamental program or high level programming language. By using C we can implement the data structures. Okay. So what is the data structure? Okay, so data structure is a that is used to organize the data in a computer memory. Okay, so you have know about the memory, like the physical memory and the like the secondary memory. Okay, and actually that is stored in the physical memory of the computer. So how the data it will be organized and it will be implemented in the memory that can used many schemes. Lot of schemes are there like list, array, stack, queue, heaps, tree, and graphs also. So we'll go one by one. First of all, data structure, that is it is a way in which data organized affects the performance of program in different tasks. Okay, so programmers decide which data structure you based and the nature of the data and the process that need to be performed on the data. So basically, in the data structure, it will be a well organized and maintained of the data in the memory, and how it will be stored. A lot of operations are also there, like storing, retrieving the data, like inserting, updating, deleting. Lot of operations are there in the data structure. By implementing different algorithms are there. Okay, so the most popularly well-known algorithms I have already told you, like your means stack is there, queue is there also, linked list, tree, graphs, and heaps. Okay, so we know about the queue. Queue, what do you know? That is a FIFO algorithm. That means whatever the element that will be inserted into the queue, that will be out, it will be fast. That means fast in fast out means technique it is used, and there are two ends in the queue. One is the front end and another is the rear end. In the front end of the queue, that is to be the element to be inserted into the queue, and that is in the rear end we have to insert the element in the queue, sorry, and in the front end we have to delete the element in the queue. Like you have go to the supermarket and in the malls, and some of the examples I'm telling you, like in a cinema hall, whenever you are going to get a ticket, so we have to likely enter into a queue. That means people checked out in a supermarket also. So these are the some examples of the queue. And the next thing is binary tree. Okay, that is the most of the important algorithm in the data structure, binary tree. So binary tree I have already I am going to tell you, like there is a root node. Okay, and each root node have a lot of branches, and each branch it will be go for the raise to the another node. So it is the number of nodes, and the root node is called as the top node, and actually this is a pointer. Okay, we'll describe it in a detailed way. First of all, classification of data structure. So basically the data structure is divided into two types or two categories. One is your primitive data structure and another is your non-primitive data structure. So what is the primitive data structure? Primitive data structure means we have already know like integer, like and the float and double. That are the main basic data types. These are the primitive data types, and one is a pointer. Okay, and what are the non-primitive data type? The non-primitive data type that is called as your like linear list and the non-linear list. Like the linear list, it contains array, a linked list, stack, queue, and in the non-linear list, that are the graphs and trees. Okay. So first of all, in the primitive data structure, that is, it will operate in the machine instruction. That is, whatever like the data types like integer, and it may be float, it may be double, it may be character. So whatever the element, that means whatever the elements or variables we can declare in the integer. So integer, we know, whenever we have to declare like int x equal to 20. That means the variable x, which contains a value 20, that can be stored in the memory, which occupies 2 bytes of memory, and randomly it will take through the memory. And like floating point number, it will take approximately 4 bytes. Yeah, it will be 4 bytes. And the character, it will take 1 byte. And the pointer, we can take randomly, we can choose it for the memory. We can go for dynamic allocation by using the pointers. Some of the methods are there. Malloc and calloc functions are there to implement the memory. That means we have to store the data into the memory dynamically. Okay, so a lot of things are there. So that are the primitive data types, and the non-primitive data types that are derived from the primitive data type. Okay, so I have already told like there are two types. The one is the homogeneous, same type of data, and that is heterogeneous, that is different types of data. Same type of data means we go for like array. Okay, so array, we know array is a collection of similar data type. Okay, if we'll go for int array, we can take the size also of the array, and it contains the value like numbers, or it can take the character value like a char character array. It can take double value if it will be double array. So it will like of similar types of data which are homogeneous. And heterogeneous is the different types, like structure is there in the data structure. So structure and array, these are actually two different. If we will go for array, it will be heterogeneous, sorry, that is homogeneous, and we'll go for structure, that is heterogeneous. Means structure actually, it contains the, it is the collection of different data type. Okay, if we will go for like employee information, employee details. So employee details means it contains like employee ID, employee name, employee designation, employee address, employee salary. So different data are there. Like employee ID, it will take integer, and like employee name, it will take character, employee salary, it will take floating point data type. So it is the collection of different data type, which are the heterogeneous data items. So these are the non-primitive data structure, and I have already told like list, stack, queue, tree, graphs are the most of the non-primitive data types. Next, further, non-primitive data structure actually contains different operations. I have told already in the means in the beginning, like whatever the data structure, first have a lot of operations we have to perform. Like we have to create, and then we have to select, update, so, like searching the data and sorting the data, like ascending or descending order, merging the data, and lastly destroy or delete the data. So first of all, whenever we have to create something,